babu wani kama da kai, ai babu wani.
Yeah, hello everybody. You are welcome to yet another edition of Africa's Realities. As usual, my name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani, and today I'm out with another video. Today, I'm making a video on a professor, Professor Usman Yusuf. Yeah, Professor Usman Yusuf is a northern person from the Hausa Fulani extraction, and he has been remanded in Kuje prison for almost a month now by Tinubu government, and this is bringing a lot of issue, especially in northern Nigeria. So today I want us to look at this man, Professor Usman Yusuf, and why do we think he is being held in Kuje prison and being arraigned in court, and court being sending him back to the prison. Now, before I go further with this content of today, I want you to subscribe and turn up the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be amongst the first to get to watch. And I want to also thank my returning subscribers for always keeping faith to come and view my content whenever I drop them here. And I want to say thank you to you all. And I want you who is watching now, I want you to hit the like button so that this video can be spread to all corners of the nations of this world. Now, having said this, and without further ado, let's go forward with the content of today. So today I am talking about Professor Usman Yusuf, a very popular person, especially if you follow the politics of Nigeria, especially people who are critics of Nigerian government. This man is one of the person that is so out there, all out, to criticize government when they do badly or when they don't do right. And this man has been invited to many stations, especially media stations, television, radios, and he air his voice and he criticizes everything he finds that is not right with the sitting government. Now, another thing I want us to know is that this man was a technocrat that has been brought from the United States to come and serve Nigeria. So, whenever a new government comes, the government tries to bring some technocrats, especially some Nigerians who have jackpot, and they've made it big in the United States and all over the world, not just the United States, the United Kingdom, and all over mostly English-speaking nations where Nigerians are doing great things. So we see those kinds of people and we try to bring them back home to come and replicate what they are doing out there. So Professor Yusuf is one of the persons that has been brought from the United States. He is a medical doctor, and he is a well-respected medical doctor in the United States, but he was brought back into Nigeria to serve in the government of Buhari, and he served in that government until he had to resign because of corruption allegation. Now, from his own story, he tells that people wanted to come and shortchange the government and steal and embezzle from the agency that he was heading, and he stood against it. And he found out that he cannot withstand them again, and that was why he tendered his resignation. But on the other hand, the government is alleging that his hand has been soiled into too much corruption. Now, I'm going to put a lot of videos to see how the northern Nigerians, especially people from the northern Muslim side, especially far north, I call them the far northern Nigeria. We have the middle belt Nigeria and we have the far north Nigeria. So people from the far north, whom are mostly Islamic people, they are coming out vehemently to fight for their own, to defend their own, or to ask for the release of their own, and they are coming out with all force. And you will hear from them because they are not taking this matter lightly. Now, but before I put out these videos, I want you to hear, to hear it accurately, not to hear from me, to hear accurately why the Nigerian government has arrested Professor Usman Yusuf. Hear it accurately. So I'm going to read out a publication by Daily Trust Nigeria, I think on the 7th of this month, February, that Daily Trust brought out this publication. So I'm going to read this publication And when I finish reading this publication, I'll now play you the videos of these people who are out for blood that their own must be released. Now listen to this publication. We'll come back and we'll continue this content. Now, this is the publication from Daily Trust, and it was published on the 7th of February this year. 7th of February. Now, the heading says, "Why is Professor Usman Yusuf in Kuje prison?" It says, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, recently arrested a former executive secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, Professor Usman Yusuf, for an alleged 4 billion naira fraud, among others. The learned professor of hematology, oncology, and bone marrow transplantation was dragged out of his house by a large team of EFCC operatives. The arrest followed an ongoing investigation into an allegation that he inflated ICT budget from 4,975,000,000, which is almost 5 billion. He inflated, they say, to 8.7 billion, and he approved payment beyond his approval limit. According to a Premium Times report, the EFCC is also investigating Professor Yusuf for awarding contract to family members. He awarded contract to Labek Nigeria Limited, a company where his nephew Khalifa Hassan Yusuf is a director. Additionally, they report that he is also being held for financial mismanagement. The former NHIS boss is also being probed for abuse of office for allegedly using his position for personal gains, including approving contracts without due process and awarding contracts to companies without competence. It appears to be a straightforward story of investigating official corruption. I strongly believe everyone should be held accountable for their action, so EFCC has the right and duty to carry out its mandate. Nonetheless, I find it interesting that the said allegations against Professor Yusuf were made in October 2018 and relate to his tenure as Executive Secretary of NHIS. Why all the drama of arresting him with a huge force for a person that has been constantly in public space and has rejected the option of going back to work in the United States, where he is a highly rated professional? Why was he quickly remanded in Kuje prison when so many others charged for worse offenses are in liberty? The answer might be found in the fact that he is one of the most effective and acerbic critic of the Tinubu administration, just as he was of the Buhari administration. Now, this is a Daily Trust report to give us insight of why Professor Usman Yusuf is being arrested and has been in Kuje prison for almost a month now. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back. Now, you heard the publication by Daily Trust. Now, I don't need to repeat all these things. Everything was said so clearly in that publication. Now, the North, especially the far northern people, they are having a different perspective of why the professor is being arrested. They say he was arrested because of several hundred and let's say basically approximately he was arrested for approximately something that has to do with 800 million naira, and it's so laughable that a Nigerian a Nigerian who had a government department will be arraigned for 800 and something million naira. 800 and something million naira that a common importer or an Igbo marketer that is there can have in his bank account. Well, that's by the way. What I'm trying to say is that they believe it is approximately 800 million naira that this man is being held for, but the EFCC is talking about 4 billion naira fraud. I don't know these things. I don't have a first-hand information about these things, so this is not where my own issue is. But before we go further, listen to all these northerners who are coming out to talk about this professor and why they want their kinsman to be released.
Duk abubuwan nan da mutanen suke cewa magana gaskiya shine ba a san gaskiya da sannan kuma za mu ci gaba da yaki yanzu aka fara amma ba zan iya yi ni kadai ba ina buƙatar goyon bayan ku da addu'a yanzu muka fara
dole mu zauna nan a fadan karshe kuma wallahi da muke yi matata ta ce koma America na ce a'a ina nan sai ya yi fadan karshe. Bahaushe ya ce kyawun tafiya dawowa kowa tafi bai dawo ba tafiya shi bata kyawu ba ko na dawo shugaban ƙasa president Muhammadu Buhari ya bani hukumar nan ta NHIS to a lokacin na ga gaskiyar Najeriya ba aikin ake so ba kudin NHIS na gaya musu na ita yaƙi honorable gudajen da zaula ya sani cewa kudin NHIS kudin amana ne a biya ma mutum in suka je asibiti amma ba abin da ake so sai a zauna a yi a ci na yaƙi kuma yaƙi na kowa ya gani a bainar jama'a mukai cewa ba za bari a yi wannan ba don gobe kiyama ba su za a tambaya ba ni Allah zai tada ya tambaya wannan amanar aka baka ya kai da ita ya jama'a ku muke mawa shekarun da ya rige mana ba su da yawa ku za ku ci gaba da wannan yaƙin kuma yaƙi ba wai ɗaukar bindiga da zudda jini ba.
Tinubu mutanen da ke zuga ka kana yin wannan wulakanci kana cin fuskan mutane ka ɗaura wannan ka saki wancan ka kama wancan wallahi ba malamai kake amfani da su ba da sarakuna kowa za ka kawo ba ka iya ba 'yan arewa shugabana ya faɗa ya ce idan ɗan arewa aka kai shi ga bango to wallahi tallahi abinda zai biyo ba kaɗan ba ne don haka muna baka shawara ka sake tako wallahi 'yan arewa sun gaji wannan wahalar da ake ana mutuwa ake ba mutane na gudu suna bari iyalansu ke da muka shiga hankalinka wallahi tallahi ba za mu yarda da wannan ba kuma wannan ɗana mu Usman Professor Usman Yusuf a gaggabta sako shi wannan shine shawarar da za mu bada amma
ai gwanin professor ku sake shi in ba ku sake shi ba wallahi saltallahi za mu fito titi fitowar gaske mu sai da komai cak ba da wanda za mu yi rigima ba Allah ya ku kan titi in ya so ku harbe mu domin gwara a ce ba mu da rai da irin mulakancin da kuke mana ai abun yayi wa kuma wallahi ba ku isa ba lallai kamu ne na iya karshen makura na rainin wayo domin tun da aka kafa arewa wallahi ba a taɓa yi wa 'yan arewa reni irin kama wannan professor din ba don wanda shine asalin karshen rai dan duk wanda ya kalli dalili ya kalli mai yasa aka ce an kama wannan professor din wallahi kai ka san cewa iya karshen mukurar reni an gama raini arewacin Najeriya kuma lallai ba daidai bane ka kama professor dan ka raina ka ga mana a gwamnatin Buhari a gwamnatin baya wai yayi badakala ta naira 700,000 ba 700,000 ba wacce tsinan na wallahi ba za ta ishe ni ce barin wata biyu a gidana ba 700,000 ba ta isa ta ce barin wata biyu ka zo kana gaya mana cewa professor ya sa ciki wai yayi badakalar naira 700,000 saboda ka rasa dalili sai ka zo ka kalli da mu yan arewa ka ce mana kuma sannan laifinsa na biyu a zamanin da yana office wai ya sayi mota ta naira miliyan 40 da wani abu wanda kuma ta miliyan 30 ya kamata ya siya amma a gefe daya kuna zuwa kuna kallon idan kuna ce mana professor da ya fito don ya kare arewacin Najeriya da yan arewa shi da kuka fito kuna gaya mana cewa wai ya hau motar naira miliyan 40 da wani abu bayan ta miliyan 30 ya kamata ya ai kun gama raina amma abu da kuka zo kai mana kenan kuka kama wannan professor bawan Allah haka kul saboda yana sukan gwamnati ku yana cewa tsare-tsaren da ake ba daidai ba
abin da muke son mu tabbatar muku shine har gaban Annabi Muhammadu so suke su kama duka 'yan gwagwarmaya a ɗaɗɗaure don su zo su yi gwamnatin da suke so su cika ransu babu baka su gaya ma yara ƙarya kuma a bisa akan ƙarya. A kama Salaman Dalon, so ake a kama ainihin Naja'atu Muhammad, so ake a kama ainihin a wannan mutumin Mahadi, sannan a zo a kama Ibrahim Khalil ɗan Shagamu. Har Usman yaron Atiku, su Garba Tela mai cin kaza, sai dai ci tsire a prison ba dai cin kaza ba. Wannan shine burin da ake so a yi. Ba a yin gwamnati ba 'yan adawa, ba a yin gwamnati wanda ba za su gaya gwamnati gaskiya ba.
Amma tun farkon farawa abin da na faɗa shine kan cewa ba a nemi a kama shi ba sai dan kawai a tozarta shi, a rufe bakin waɗanda suke faɗa wa gwamnati gaskiya. Ya kamata gwamnatin Tinubu ta gane cewar mutum da Allah ya halicce mu ne akan yaƙi da zalunci. Abin da muka gada kenan. Ni na gaji wannan. Ubana ɗan nefu ne. A cikin nefu aka haife shi. So mu abin da muka iya shine wato abin mun ga ba daidai ba mu ce ba daidai ba ne. Kaga akan magana professor, shin tun yaushe ma professor ya bar inda yake aiki? Da isa din tuntuni yau a shekara 9 ba su neme shi ba, sai da ya fara cewa gwamnati abin da take musamman abin da take wa mu 'yan arewa ba daidai ba ne. Sai a wannan lokacin kaga kenan ba dan Allah aka kama shi ba dan yayi laifi aka kama shi ba. Kuma kamar yadda shi dan uwana yake faɗa, shi comrade ɗina, abin da yake faɗa shine kan cewa ita hukumar EFCC ce ba da kanta ta ce professor ya zo ya fito da barayi an dawo da ma'aikata kuɗi har ya kai biliyan 10. To dan Allah dan annabi mutumin da ya taimaka aka dawo da ma'aikatar da ya aiki kuɗi biliyan 10 shine kuma za ku caje shi da kuce ya yi 'yan miliyoyi kamar wanda ɗani na yake cewa ai kuɗin ma bai kai kuɗin da za ka sai Hilux ba.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. Finally, I want to lay my own opinion. Now, we know this professor has been an outspoken professor. Right from Buhari government, he has been a critic. Though he came and served in Buhari government, and when he was booted out, or when he was forced to resign, or when he voluntarily resigned from his position in the NHIS, National Health Insurance Scheme of Nigeria, when he resigned, he became a critic of the Buhari government, and he was an outspoken, speaking about the ills of that government of that time. And when this Tinubu government came, this man also has been outspoken about the ills of this government, of this Buhari government, of this Tinubu government. Now, it doesn't say right to see that is whenever a person comes out and he criticizes the workings of government, that this person is being picked and is being arrested. It doesn't say well about this government. If you have a dossier of a person who has committed a crime and he's been investigated since 2018, why will you wait until he becomes critical of your government before you go out to pick him? You know how they did to that Dorothy Milo, that lawyer, that he was an outspoken critic of the government, and they just came with all kinds of things to make sure that he is broken, because they will put you in the prison and make sure that you don't get bailed until you are broken spiritually, that you don't feel the power to fight again, and that is not right. We are in a time of freedom of speech, freedom of speech. So there is no way we should be arresting people, or we should be keeping dossier of people until when we see their critics of the government, then we bring it out to arrest them. Why? If a criminal has committed a crime, he should be arrested or he should be prosecuted. We should see you people coming after him. But you will lie that no, we are being investigated. It is now that your investigation warrants you to arrest him. Why we know? No, it's because he is speaking out now. You want to silence him. It doesn't say well of this government. This government has to be seen as proactive and not reactive. So you can't be reactive because somebody has criticized you. That is why you're arresting him. Is bad. If somebody has been corrupt, You have to be proactive to make sure that you deal with all corrupt Nigerians. We don't want Nigerians, we don't want people to be corrupt in Nigeria, even though you in this government, you cannot be, most of you in the government of today, you can't be clean, clean from corruption. No, that is left for another day. But the way the government is going is not going the right way. It's not going the right way. Silencing opposition by using EFCC is not the right way to go. It's better when somebody comes and criticize your government, you come with proof to show him that he's wrong. Look at what you are doing, look at all the gains you are gaining, and look at all the development you are achieving, and look at all the things you are doing. Instead of just arresting and trying to shut that person. Everybody is watching. Everybody is watching. So, my own point is that if really this professor has committed the crime that he's been accused, let him go for it. We don't want people coming to say because somebody is from their village or is from their tribe, they should come out and fight for him. No, we should have a Nigeria where people are from all around Nigeria, we should fight against people who are corrupt. Because this corruption, the more they are corrupt, the more it is all of us Nigerians that suffer the effect of corruption. It's not people from one tribe or another tribe, it's the entire country. So we need people who are corrupt to go for it. But the fight against corruption by EFCC must be seen to be fair, must be seen to be, the motive must be seen to be a just fight against corruption, not to be seen as silencing opposition. When it is silencing opposition, when you use the government apparatus to silence opposition, you ridicule the entire fight against corruption. Because the day you come really to fight against corruption, nobody will take you serious, because all your fight will be seen as you are using government apparatus to silence people who are critics of you. So you have to make this fight against corruption be a fair and equitable fight, not what we are seeing now. Not what EFCC is doing now. If EFCC is used as government tool or weapon to attack every decent voice, EFCC will lose its credibility. And for many years, that is how people view EFCC, as an attack dog for anybody that is in power in government. And it's not right. So if this is an attempt to silence this man, we demand that you release this man. But if this man has really committed what you are saying, and this is not witch hunt, then take him to court, let him prove his innocence. But I don't think he should be remanded in prison for almost a month. Let him be bailed, and let his passport be seized, and let there be a just and thorough investigation and prosecution. Well, this is the video I have for today. I want you to subscribe and turn up the notification bell so that whenever I drop video, you'll be amongst the first to watch. So I say thank you for listening. Until I come your way with another video, remain blessed.